The movie opens in a very peaceful area in the Danvers region in Ukraine. Maka lives with his pregnant wife, Nasa. Both of them are known as the first eco-settlers in the area. Nasa is an artist who enjoys drawing and wood carving. She even makes a wooden angel for Maka as a protection amulet. Maka, on the other hand, is a mathematician, physicist, and ecologist who teaches at the local school, which he travels to on his bicycle. The peace sign outside their home is the paw of the white raven, representing an ancient legend of a raven that pitied people and brought them fresh water and food, losing its feathers in the process. Due to the lack of electronics at home, the couple remains unaware of current events until Maka goes to work and catches a few minutes of TV during his break. This is how he learns about the protesters killed in Ukraine's capital city and the possibility of a Russian invasion. During class, Maka is harassed by a student, Ivan, who sees him as a stranger and a weirdo, wanting him gone. However, Maka remains calm, believing in pacifism and guiding the youth's minds. One morning, on his way to work, Maka notices soldiers standing by the road but pays them no mind. When he arrives at school, he is shocked to find it empty. The TV quickly informs him that Russia has invaded Ukraine. Remembering the soldiers he saw earlier, Maka worries about his wife and rushes back home, only to find the Russians there, beating Nasa. When Maka tries to defend her, they catch him too. After ensuring they are not spies, the soldiers set the house on fire and leave. Tragically, when Nasa retaliates by throwing a stone at them, the soldiers shoot her without hesitation before departing. Devastated, Maka clings to his wife's body as he watches their house burn down. Hours later, 2 members of the Ukrainian militia find Maka. After verifying his identity as an innocent civilian, they help him dig a grave for Nasa and then take him to their base. Before leaving, Maka takes the wooden angel as a final memory of his wife. At the base, the higher-ups are wary of Maka, suspecting he could be a spy. However, Maka quickly proves his loyalty by expressing his desire to join the army and drive the Russians out of their country. From then on, Maka undergoes rigorous training, pushing his body to its limits and learning to use firearms. 2 things that, as a pacifist, he has never done before are disassembling and assembling weapons. This is particularly hard for him and earns him the mockery of his superiors, especially when he announces he has chosen Raven as a code name. Maka does not let them put him down and trains extra hard, staying up late with weapon practice and keeping the wood angel close so he never forgets his objective, getting revenge for his wife. A few weeks later, the trainees learn there are not enough snipers at the front, and the army is looking for volunteers for the job. Not many people are interested, but Maka immediately volunteers, only to be met with more mockery. Still not willing to give up, Maka takes on a challenge to prove himself. He disassembles and reassembles an AK-47 while blindfolded in under 20 seconds, finally earning everyone's respect. They also start calling him Raven, as he wished. The theoretical part of sniper training comes easily to Maka, thanks to his knowledge of mathematics and physics, which allows him to do calculations faster than the teachers themselves. He is also excellent at following the number 1 rule, keeping absolutely still and quiet, even when an instructor shoots at the ground near him. Unfortunately, he does not do well when it comes to actual shooting because, for some reason, he has been given a different weapon from everybody else, a firearm not apt for war sniping. Whenever Maka points this out, he is told to deal with it. Once again, Maka refuses to give up and devises a plan to prove himself. During the last sniper test at night, the trainees must shoot as soon as a flare fired by the instructor provides enough light around their subjects. However, Maka does not shoot immediately. He uses the light to calculate the distance and, once the exam is over, shoots in complete darkness, hitting the target exactly in the center, something nobody else managed. This allows Maka to graduate with the highest score and be assigned to a first-class unit. For his first mission, Maka and his fellow snipers must free an important checkpoint that has been captured by the Russians. The team successfully sneaks into the area without being detected, and each sniper is assigned a target. But just as they are about to shoot, the plan is paused because a civilian car approaches the checkpoint. The Russian soldiers make the 2 civilians step out and hand in their passports, refusing to return them when asked. When the man makes a scene demanding his passport back, the Russians respond with violence. Maka's team notices this and immediately attacks, killing every soldier with quick efficient shots, including the one attempting to hold the civilian woman hostage. Once the mission is over, the team raises the Ukrainian flag to retake control of the checkpoint. When they return to base, Maka hears that his fellow newbies have left for a different mission. He uses this downtime to visit the school he used to work at, finding himself deeply moved by the desolate sight of the dusty classrooms. The next day, when the other team returns, Maka receives devastating news. One of his friends has died at the hands of an enemy sniper. This adds to the list of reasons why Maka wants revenge. For the next mission, Maka's team hides explosives in trees and behind leaves before taking cover in the grass to wait for the enemy. When Russian soldiers appear in the forest, as anticipated, Maka hesitates to shoot because he spots someone he cannot believe, Ivan, who has joined the Russian army and is marching with the enemy. Maka snaps out of it when the captain orders him to shoot, and he detonates the explosives, killing every Russian soldier, including Ivan. When the captain asks Maka about his hesitation and hears the explanation, he responds that Ivan had made his choice. Later, during a break, Maka and the captain bond over their memories of home. The captain carries a picture of his family and explains he has an agreement with his wife to hide the nature of his job from their daughters, who think he is away on business. In return, Maka shows him the wood angel, explaining that it symbolizes his own family. A few days later, the Ukrainian forces secure the trenches by the border. And the sniper team gets into position to wait for the Russian forces preparing to invade the region. Maka, keeping the angel with him at all times, readies himself for the task. However, he loses his usual calmness when he spots the man who killed his wife among the arriving Russian soldiers. Desperate for revenge, Maka repeatedly asks for permission to shoot, but the captain turns him down each time, as the enemy is not in the right position. Eventually, Maka grows tired of waiting and shoots anyway, hitting his target but also revealing their location to a hidden enemy sniper. The sniper immediately retaliates, killing the captain. As the Russians open fire, Maka is forced to drag the captain's body across the field, dodging every bullet and bomb. Hours later, when Maka finally makes it back to the base, his superior promises there will be an investigation to identify the sniper who killed the captain, and once they find him, Maka will be called to take care of him. Meanwhile, Maka, overwhelmed with guilt, decides to throw himself into solo missions to make up for his mistake. His sniper skills remain sharp, allowing him to take down many Russian soldiers. However, without anyone supervising him, Maka becomes reckless and ends up with a wounded arm from an enemy bullet. Maka retreats to a secret hideout to recover and watch the news for updates on the political negotiations with Russia. His break is interrupted by an important call: the army has located the sniper responsible for the captain's death. Maka is summoned back to prepare for the mission. The soldiers share the gathered intel. The sniper, named Soryi, has already killed 5 Ukrainian snipers and 3 machine gunners. To demoralize them further, Soryi records and posts videos of his kills, including the recording of their captain's death. These casualties, however, have allowed the army to pinpoint Soryi's location. Due to the chlorine storage in the chemical plant where the enemy is hiding, the area cannot be mined. Instead, the army devises an alternate plan. Their snipers will clear out the lower-ranked soldiers, enabling Maka to sneak inside and confront Soryi face-to-face. When the mission begins, the Ukrainian snipers position themselves while Maka crawls through the field to infiltrate the building. The first soldier he encounters is the man who had attacked his home, who taunts Maka by saying he should have killed him the first time. Maka kills him with a swift, satisfying shot and signals his teammates to attack. The Ukrainian snipers fire simultaneously, clearing the area without raising any alarms. Only 2 Russian snipers remain, including Soryi. They become suspicious when they stop receiving messages over the comms and decide to investigate, only to find all their fellow soldiers dead. Taking advantage of the distraction, Maka moves deeper into the building undetected. Soryi calls for backup and sends the other sniper to keep watch, then returns to his spot, where he is startled to find a little wood angel. At that moment, Maka leaps at Soryi and kills him with a knife, while the other sniper is eliminated by a grenade. When the backup troops arrive, Maka uses Soryi's radio to taunt them, warning that they will pay for their actions. As soon as the Russian truck parks, the Ukrainian soldiers open fire, eliminating all the targets in seconds. Having avenged his wife, his friend, and his captain, Maka decides to take a break and return home to visit Nasa's grave. He makes sure to fix the fallen cross marking the grave. As much as Maka misses his home, he cannot stay. There is still much work to be done for his country. Soon, he embarks on another solo mission, determined to take down as many Russian soldiers as necessary. Thank you for watching. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe for more recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.